Good morning. So I figured I'd do a very brief garden update. I just got back from my run, and before my run, I was finishing up the 2K urethane application to the vise that I just did part one for, the Apprentice #3 vise. And so while I'm cooling down after my run, I figured I'd go ahead and do a garden update. So the strawberries here are coming in very strong now. As a matter of fact, today's my alternate day fasting day, and if it was tomorrow, I'll be coming out and getting that nice dark red strawberry there. I'll talk about this little box here in a second because I may try to take aspects of that and improve my worm harvesting over here. And I'll explain why in here in just a second. But I did go out to the desert and I forgot these two prickly pears. We're actually trying to propagate some more rose bushes here. So it looks like some of getting some growth here. We had actually put this in there. My mother-in-law, I should say, put that in there and put a bag over it to keep it nice and moist, and they're coming through pretty strong. So we expect those to continue. Now, I'm not trying to gross you out, but just know for those with a strong stomach, if you look in there, you can see what might be some worms. You definitely see some worms. And then you see some things there that appear to be maggots, but those are not maggots. Those are black soldier flies. And as a matter of fact, there's one right there. So I'm going to let that one out. That is a black soldier fly who is on me. Get off of me. I'll let you out for you. Oh, and as a matter of fact, there's quite a few around here. They do a couple of things. Number one, when they are fully mature and growing like that, they actually push a lot of the house flies out. The house flies don't like being around them, so they keep the house flies to a minimum. That's a good thing. But the maggots that you just saw there, they're not maggots actually. They're black soldier fly larvae. It could look kind of like it, but different. They will actually eat the food, and they turn the food and they convert it to a high fat and protein form in their body. And if you build something that can harvest them and literally harvest them, you can feed them to your chickens and really get the nutritional value of your eggs up. So I'm going to be modifying these slightly on what was my attempt to do this. So this was actually an attempt to harvest black soldier fly larva, and I failed. It never really took. And so when I get to modifying these things, I'll talk about how I went to modify these to mimic this when we get to that point, but that'll be another video. So these yard long beans are really coming along. Every couple of days or so, I just come out here and you can see they kind of just want to grow upwards, and I just continue to wrap them around the trellis. Sorry, it's kind of hard to do that while I am holding the camera, but I just do that along the whole way here. And going on a long way. Nothing really too much going on behind me. It looks like the Borgia plant is reaching the end of its lifespan. Yeah, we'll be taking that down. And then just some wheat back there is definitely drying out. We'll be harvesting that wheat. So kale is still doing good. I'm starting to see some of the onions losing its strength. You can see as they're bending over. So I'll be taking a look at YouTube and everything just to make sure I identify the right time to on when to harvest it. But I'm pretty sure I'm getting there now, and we'll be harvesting these pretty soon. So I'm going to come to my wide area lens here just to make sure that we're kind of capturing everything as I can. My plums starting to ripen. So it's an exciting time. This is going to be the third year these are producing fruit, and these are delicious. Definitely does not compare to anything bought in the store. The stores have to, as I'm sure most of you know, have to pull them a little early, so they don't really get to develop the sugar content with them. But when you have them, when they are ripe, straight from the tree, nothing compares. And same thing with the peaches. Nothing really here too much going on, except they're getting a little bigger, and just starting to really weigh down the tree, which is good because I'm also at the same time trying to form which way these branches are going, and now the weight is starting to help me. No significant jumps on the lime tree. It's producing. We're expecting the first harvest of the fig tree very soon. Looks like these potatoes are still going strong. They actually fell over because when I was harvesting that tree and pulling down some branches, they kind of like knocked them over. So I thought I broke them, but no, they are bent, but they're still living and feeding nutrition to the potatoes. Now, my avocado tree that I killed, I'm still pretty sure it's dead, but I'm giving it basically the last chance. Went ahead and cut off the branches. So if there are some roots that are surviving down there, those roots aren't getting overworked by trying to feed the whole tree. It's only getting having to basically revive this particular part of the tree, if it's even alive, and I don't think so. I start to see this is the beast, the guava tree. Flowers are starting to come in, so we get a lot of guava from this tree. And as I mentioned on my intro, we had 2 of them, and they're just overwhelming. We were having like guava ice cream, guava popsicles, guava juice, guava extract, guava compost. I mean, it was just guava everything. Looks like we've had maybe only 1 casualty so far on the pomegranate. The rest seem to be taking. So this is the first year this is going, and yeah, we'll see how far they come along. You'll see a couple of these growths around the way. This is some corn that again has grown from the chicken manure. That the seeds within the chicken manure, they obviously didn't eat the corn, and it got within to the manure that I am feeding the plants. Ashwagandha tree doing good, and the elderberry tree is starting to come through. It looks like, I'm not sure what's going on there. It looks like it looks like the ends are dying, so maybe I might need to give it some water. Let's just do a quick check and see how many eggs I got. 3, 4 eggs. And we got a chicken in there right now giving us an egg. So that's after 2 days. Here you can see some of the grapes coming in. Kind of hard to see with the sun. Let me see if I can get in here a little bit better. But yeah, this isn't really coming in too good. But the grapes here, they're coming and they're hanging down. I should be able just to reach up when they're ready and pull them down. All right, back over here to where I have the orange tree. This is definitely starting to take, just we had recently this just big sprout of leaves coming in, and it looks like some of what I had highlighted earlier, the leaves are starting to do better now too, so they're growing up and out. So the tree definitely appears to be that it's taking, so I'm very happy with that. As a matter of fact, I brought the hose out because you need to do, with citrus, you need to do a deep watering probably at least once a week, and after this video I'm going to go ahead and do that. Some more corn, but check out the mango tree. Man, this thing has just grown. It's getting to the point now to where, number one, I have the main branch that you can see. There's another branch right there, and I have another one right, we'll get in here. I have another one growing right there. So it's now at the point to where I need to start tying the tree down to grow the way I want it to, so that I don't, because right now it's the easiest time to do it. And we'll just go ahead and finish and seeing how hot my compost is. I'm not going to necessarily give you a good view of exactly what the compost looks like, or I'm going to try to avoid it. But let's see here. Yeah, we are within the green. Not sure how well it says because it's actually, we're at about just under 110, 108. And so we are making compost, and that's a little low. After this video, I'm going to go ahead and rotate. As a matter of fact, I could do it now, but I'll go ahead and rotate it to get the air in while I'm also applying the water. Because what you want to do is make sure it has plenty of oxygen and water to keep the bacteria doing its thing. And then, yeah, pretty soon, as a matter of fact, this is the fun part. Every time I do compost, I always find gifts. So let's just show you what some finished compost looks like real fast. But yeah, it ends up looking just nice, and I will filter some of the larger stuff out and put it into the active compost. Even got some worms kind of in here playing with it. But that's finished, ready to go, and so I'll go ahead and be putting that in pretty soon. All right, that's it. Thank you.